you're a first timer,
welcome.
If you're a quizzing genius, ready to show us all how it's done,
bienvenido.
if you're still not sure how you got roped up in this, but you're here for the snacks,
welcome.
To every single one of you joining us tonight, welcome to Tearfund's Big Quiz Night.
Are you ready?
Hi, and as our quizmasters have already said, welcome. We are so pleased that you are joining us this evening for Tearfund's Big Quiz Night. My name is Laura and I will be your host this evening, helping you navigate everything from famous novels to potatoes and bananas while we raise money to help release people all around the world from extreme poverty. After all, that's why Tearfund exists. That's why this quiz exists, not just for a night of socialising and entertainment, although we hope that happens too, but for every question there is an answer, and for every problem there is a solution. And when it comes to the problem of extreme poverty, Tearfund believes that you, me, we, together, all of us are a crucial part of God's solution. You may already know Tearfund well, but if you haven't yet been properly introduced, we are a Christian charity working in over 50 countries around the world, responding to disasters, helping to put a stop to extreme poverty, and speaking out against injustice. We're about to show you a short film about the kind of work that you could help make possible by taking part this evening. An ongoing socio-economic crisis in Venezuela has resulted in power cuts, extreme inflation rates, and a shortage of many essential items there, including food and medicine. It's caused many people to flee the country. Colombia is host to an estimated 2 million migrants from Venezuela, most of whom cannot access formal employment, healthcare, or other vital services.
I left Venezuela when I got to the point where I could no longer endure waiting in line for food and nappies. I was standing with my son in my arms for up to 2 days, only to find the shelves were empty. I say to myself, I can't go on. I don't want this sort of life for myself or my children. I want something better for them. My experience of being a migrant in Colombia has been like being born again and starting from scratch, taking one step at a time, growing up into the person that I am now. 24 pounds could provide to a woman like Zulema with the training and the tools they need to provide a better future for their families.
So with that reminder of the reason behind this evening, let's meet the people who are going to be taking us through the questions in our quiz. They're a lovely bunch and they come from a variety of places, and we think you may well spot some familiar faces. Here they are.
Hola, my name is Norman Molina. I work with Tearfund in Latin America and the Caribbean.
hi, I'm Billy Vunipola. I'm currently in my hotel room in Perth with the England rugby team.
I'm Tamsin Gregg. I am a Tearfund ambassador, friend, supporter.
This is Shampa Barui. I'm working with Tearfund Bangladesh as Church and Community Transformation Coordinator.
My name is Pete. I'm part of the fundraising team here at Tearfund.
Salibonani, Makadi. My name is Batsi Muka, and I'm part of the internal audits team.
Hi, I'm Jude. I'm from Belfast, and here we are in the heart of East Belfast, the famous C.S. Lewis Square. It's brilliant to be part of tonight's big quiz. I got the chance years ago to see the incredible work of Tearfund firsthand in the DRC. So I hope you all have a fantastic night and raise lots of money.
I've seen firsthand the great work that Tearfund have done or are doing in Colombia, and I'm very excited to be a part of tonight.
I'm Leona, the Speaker and Events Officer for the African and Caribbean Engagement Team. I'm calling from Milton Keynes, which has just been awarded city status as part of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations.
I'm coming to you this evening from Tearfund St Peter in the southeast of England, where I've heard it said there are more cockapoos per square metre than anywhere else in the world. All right, I might have made that bit up.
And speaking to you from Honduras, actually from a place called Cihuatepeque, which is an indigenous name for Hill of Women. You might want to keep that for next year's quiz.
I'm delighted to be speaking to you from northwest London in the United Kingdom, where it is surprisingly sunny. Look, there it is.
The weather here in Reading likes to keep us guessing. Let's hope there won't be too much guessing today at the big quiz night. Let's get it. Are you ready?
Thank you, Quizmasters. Aren't they a brilliant lot? But not as brilliant as you. We're about to get going with the quizzing in just a moment, but we would really love to hear from you too. Let us know who's in your team this evening, or who are you hoping to beat, and where you're located. You can get in touch on social media using the hashtag BigQuizNight. You can send us pictures of your food, your team's best quizzing faces, or even a shot of the dog if the dog's joining in the fun this evening. We'd love to know how it's going for you. But right now, to kick off the questioning, it's time for the talented excellence that is Tamsin, who will be bringing us the art and literature round.
Right, this round is for all you literature lovers. Let's see how well you can remember these famous lines from some famous fiction. Get ready to complete the sentences. Question 1 is from Matilda by Roald Dahl. These books gave Matilda a hopeful and comforting message. You are not at that question again. These books gave Matilda a hopeful and comforting message. You are not This next question is from The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, and Peter. That question again. This is from The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, and Peter. This next question is from The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Happy Hunger Games, and may the be forever in your favour. Happy Hunger Games, and may the be forever in your favour. The next question is from A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Ready? It was the best of times. It was that question again from A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. It was the best of times. It was the... This next question is from The Colour Purple by Alice Walker. Moves slowly, but passes quickly. Moves slowly, but passes quickly. And the last one in this round is from The Gruffalo by Julia Donaldson. All was quiet in the deep dark wood. The found a nut, and the nut was good. All was quiet in the deep dark wood. The found a nut, and the nut was good. So it's time for some answers. Here are the answers to the art and literature round. The first question was from Matilda by Roald Dahl, and the missing word was alone. Alone. You are not alone. The second question was from The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. The missing word or name was Cottontail. Cottontail. Question number 3 was from The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, and the missing word was odds. Odds. May the odds be forever in your favour, and also in yours. Question 4, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. The missing words were the worst of times. The worst of times. Question 5 was from The Colour Purple by Alice Walker. The word that was missing from that sentence was time. Time. And the final question, number 6, The Gruffalo by Julia Donaldson. The missing word was mouse. Mouse. Well, that's all the answers for the art and literature round. And don't forget to use the hashtag BigQuizNight to tell us how your quiz night is going.
Thank you, Tamsin, and may the odds ever be in your favour. But were they in yours? There were some classic questions in there, but now let's move on to some more current events. And keeping current takes lots of energy and enthusiasm, both of which our lovely Leona has in bucket loads. So here she is with the next round.
It's time to test how much attention you've been paying to current events. And here's question 1. Which French electronic music duo, famous for never revealing their faces, split up in 2021? That question again for you. Which French electronic music duo, famous for never revealing their faces, split up in 2021? Question number 2. In February 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover touched down on which extraterrestrial object? Was it A, Mars, B, one of Saturn's moons, C, an asteroid, or D, a comet? I'll repeat that question again for you. In February 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover touched down on which extraterrestrial object? Was it A, Mars, B, one of Saturn's moons, C, an asteroid, or D, a comet? Question number 3. The fastest selling album of 2021 was by which singer? Question number 3 for you again. The fastest selling album of 2021 was by which singer? Question number 4. In October 2021, the World Health Organization endorsed the first vaccine for which disease? In October 2021, the World Health Organization endorsed the first vaccine for which disease? Question number 5. 20 years after the first book in the series was published, which author finished her young adult series, Noughts and Crosses, in 2021 with the final book, Endgame? I'll repeat that question number 5 for you. 20 years after the first book in the series was published, which author finished her young adult series, Noughts and Crosses, in 2021 with the final book, Endgame? Question number 6. Which surprising type of folk music stormed the charts after the Wellerman song went viral on TikTok? Which surprising type of folk music stormed the charts after the Wellerman song went viral on TikTok? It's time for some answers. Here are the answers for the current events round. Question 1. The French electronic music duo, famous for never revealing their faces, split up in 2021 was Daft Punk. Of course it was, Daft Punk. The answer for question number 1 is Daft Punk. Question number 2. In February 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover touched down on, was it A, B, C, or D? It was A, Mars. So question number 2's answer is A, for Mars. Question number 3. Adele had the fastest selling album of 2021. Question number 3's answer is Adele. Question number 4. In October 2021, the World Health Organization endorsed the first vaccine for malaria. Question number 4's answer is malaria. Question number 5. Mallory Blackman finished her young adult series Noughts and Crosses in 2021 with the final book Endgame. The answer for question number 5 is Mallory Blackman. And for question number 6, the surprising type of folk music that stormed the charts after the Wellerman song went viral on TikTok is sea shanties. The answer for question number 6 is sea shanties. Don't forget to use the hashtag BigQuizNight to tell us how your night is going. Back to you, Laura.
Thank you, Leona. Perhaps we can have a big quiz night TikTok in honour of the Wellerman question. That's all of your job for the break. But we are not there yet. It's time for Geography with Judith. We reckon she'd know the answer to all of these questions even if we hadn't given them to her. Get ready to keep up.
Right, who knows their Ouagadougou from their Ulaanbaatar? I have been practicing those pronunciations. Are you ready for the geography round? So, question 1. Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, is in which country? Just to give you that again, Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, is in which country? Question 2. What Scottish city is affectionately known as the Granite City? What Scottish city is affectionately known as the Granite City? Question 3. Which European capital spans across 14 islands? Which European capital spans across 14 islands? Question 4. Victoria Falls is located on the border of Zambia and which other African country? A. Zimbabwe, B. Tanzania, C. Bolivia, D. South Africa. Victoria Falls is located on the border of Zambia and which other African country? A. Zimbabwe, B. Tanzania, C. Bolivia, D. South Africa. Question 5. The largest lake in the British Isles lies in Northern Ireland. What is its name? A. Loch Lomond, B. Loch Ness, C. Loch Earn, or D. Kielder Water. Just to repeat that, the largest lake in the British Isles lies in Northern Ireland. What is its name? A. Loch Lomond, B. Loch Ness, C. Loch Earn, or D. Kielder Water. And question 6. Which Italian-style village in North Wales was built by Sir Clough Williams Ellis and featured in the 1960s TV show The Prisoner? Which Italian-style village in North Wales was built by Sir Clough Williams Ellis and featured in the 1960s TV show The Prisoner? Speaking of different places in the world, we'd love to know where all of you are this evening, so do let us know by using the hashtag BigQuizNight on social media. So your answers for the geography round. For question 1, Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, is in Tanzania. That's Tanzania. Question 2, the Scottish city, which is affectionately known as the Granite City, that is Aberdeen. So Aberdeen. Question 3, Stockholm is the European capital. It spans across 14 islands. So Stockholm. So for question 4, Victoria Falls is located on the border of Zambia, and the answer was A, Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe for that one. Question 5, the largest lake in the British Isles, which lies in Northern Ireland, is answer B, and that was Loch Ness. So Loch Ness. Question 6, the answer was C. Portmeirion is the Italian-style village in North Wales. It was built by Sir Clock Williams-Ellis and featured in the 1960s TV show The Prisoner. So Portmeirion for that one. And that's the end of the geography round this evening. Back now to Laura.
I wonder if we've got anyone quizzing tonight from the Granite City. Shout us out on socials if we do, or let us know if wherever you are this evening has an even better nickname or alias than that. Maybe it'll make it into next year's questions. Okay, for the next round, it's over to Batsy for a round called Historical Firsts. And I dare you not to love this, lad. Just try not to smile on this one.
Growing up, history was one of my favorite subjects in school. And Wikipedia right now is my favorite site because I get to check all these historical facts and just make sure they're actually true. This next round is all about firsts that made history. Get ready for your first question. Question 1. In 2016, who was the first woman to win a Grammy Award for Best Album twice? That question again. In 2016, who was the first woman to win a Grammy Award for the Best Album twice? Question number 2. Which pioneering British Jamaican nurse and businesswoman set up the British Hotel behind the lines during the Crimean War? That question again. Which pioneering British Jamaican nurse and businesswoman set up the British Hotel behind the lines during the Crimean War? Question 3. Which Brazilian footballer was the first to score 1,000 professional goals? That question again. Which Brazilian footballer was the first to score 1,000 professional goals? Question number 4. Parisians Marquis d'Aland and Pilantre de Rosière were the first people to fly using what type of aircraft? A. Glider, B. Parachute, C. An airship, and D. A hot air balloon. That question again. Parisians Marquis d'Aland and Pilantre de Rosière were the first people to fly using what type of aircraft? A. Glider, B. Parachute, C. An aircraft, or D. A hot air balloon? Question number 5. Which of these inventions came first? The motorcycle, telephone, safety razor, or lift, elevator? That question again. Which of these inventions came first? The motorcycle, telephone, safety razor, or lift, elevator? Question number 6. Which Italian astronomer was the first person to see the moon's surface? That question one more time. Which Italian astronomer was the first person to see the moon's surface? Enough with the questions. It's time for some answers. All you quizzing geniuses, how do you think you did? Here are the answers to the historical firsts round. Question number 1. In 2016, Taylor Swift was the first woman to win a Grammy Award for Best Album twice. So that was Taylor Swift for question number 1. For question number 2, the pioneering British Jamaican nurse and businesswoman who set up the British Hotel behind the lines in the Crimean War was Mary Seacole. Mary Seacole is the answer to question number 2. Answer to question number 3, the Brazilian footballer Pelé was the first to score 1,000 professional goals. So that was Pelé, the Brazilian. Parisians Marquis Delange and Pilance de Rosière were the first people to fly using answer D, a hot air balloon. So that was D, a hot air balloon. Answer to question number 5. The invention of the elevator came first. That's a lift, the elevator came first. The Italian astronomer to be the first person to see the moon's surface was Galileo Galilei. That's Galileo Galilei. Well, that's all for the historical first round. How did you do?
Well, that's the halfway mark for our quiz, everyone. Well done. How have you been getting on? We hope that you're having fun, but we know that that's not all tonight is about. We're quizzing tonight to help change lives. Here's the second part of our short film. It's a really uplifting film to watch, and the kind of work you'll see here was made possible by people just like you, raising money just like you're doing this evening, showing people all around the world facing poverty and disaster that they are not alone, showing them that you care, and showing them the love of God in the most practical ways. Let's watch.
Whilst here in Colombia, I heard Zuleyma's amazing story of transformation. Forced to leave Venezuela in desperation due to the economic crisis, violence and political turmoil, she was even unable to feed her own children.
I left Venezuela when I got to the point where I could no longer endure waiting in line for food and nappies. I was standing with my son in my arms for up to 2 days only to find the shelves were empty. I say to myself, I can't go on. I don't want this sort of life for myself or my children. I want something better for them.
Coming here, Zuleyma had to start again with nothing. Tearfund's local church partner came alongside her, supporting her physically, emotionally and spiritually, and helped her start a woodwork business so she could feed her children.
When I got here, a pastor said to me, my daughter, what you do for the poor, you do for Jesus. She gave me food out of her own fridge. She gave me her grandchildren's clothes. If I hadn't found a church, I don't know what would have become of me.
This is the calling of the church, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives.
We are all brothers and sisters in God's eyes, and that's what is important. It's good that the church helps people with food and clothing, but what migrants need the most is understanding, words of encouragement, faith and hope. £24 could provide a woman like Zulema with the training and the tools they need to provide a better future for their families. You can support Tearfund's work across the world by donating to your host Just Giving page, or for those joining us in the live stream, you can donate through the Team Tearfund Just Giving page. The link will be on your screen now.
Every pound you raise this evening will be going towards helping people living in extreme poverty to have a future full of hope. Please give generously tonight. Your donation will make a difference. You can give by donating to your host's Just Giving page, or if you're joining us on the live stream, you can donate through Team Tearfund's Just Giving page, and the link will be on your screen now. And you've got time to do that right now, because we're going to take a short break. Have a snack, grab a drink, click the donate button, and send us a shout out on social media to let us know how you're getting on. We'll be back in 5 minutes. And we're back. Did you know that 2/3 of your body weight is made up of water? That's why it's so important to stay hydrated. It's also a great fact to keep in mind for quizzes, but it won't help you in this next round though. This one is gonna take a little bit of thinking outside the box. You're in safe hands though, with Cool as a Cucumber Peter, who's going to take you through a round called Music and Film by Any Other Name.
This round is called Music and Film by Any Other Name. It's time to mix your knowledge with your ability to think outside the box. We'll give you an alternative title for a famous film or song, and you need to work out what the original one was. Here's an example. If I was to ask which 2008 superhero flick could be called The Gloomy Cavalier, the answer would be The Dark Knight. Okay, here's question number 1. What classic rock and roll song definitely wasn't called Prison Boulder? Here's that question again. What classic rock and roll song definitely wasn't called Prison Boulder? Question number 2. Which successful CGI animated movie that spawned 3 sequels could have been called Plaything Narrative? Here's that question again. Which successful CGI animated movie that spawned 3 sequels could have been called Plaything Narrative? Question number 3. Everyone can join in with this one. Merry delivery dates. But what should you be singing? Here's that question again. Everyone can join in with this one. Merry delivery dates. But what should you be singing? Question number 4. What 1971 anthem could have been retitled Flan from the United States? Here's that question again. What 1971 anthem could have been retitled Flan from the United States? Question number 5. What children's comedy film left someone to shelter solo? Here's that question again. What children's comedy film left someone to shelter solo? And question number 6. What 2019 animated film left the heroes chilled again? Here's that question again. What 2019 animated film left the heroes chilled again? The moment of truth. How do you think you've done? Here are the answers to round 5. The answer to question 1
The classic rock and roll song that wasn't called Prison Boulder was Jailhouse Rock. The answer again, Jailhouse Rock. The answer to question 2, the successful CGI animated movie, was Toy Story. The answer again, Toy Story. Instead of Merry Delivery Date, you should have been singing Happy Birthday. The answer again, Happy Birthday. The answer to question 4, the 1971 anthem that could have been retitled Flan from the United States, should have been American Pie. The answer again, American Pie. The children's comedy film that left someone to shelter solo was Home Alone. The answer again, Home Alone. And the 2019 animated film that left the heroes chilled again was Frozen 2. Frozen 2. You've made it all the way through the alternative titles round. I hope you enjoyed it. Now back to Laura.
Thank you, Peter. What do you think Big Quiz Night would be by any other name? Humongous Q&A Evening? Gargantuan Query Moon? Maybe not. It's over to Billy with Will. What else would we have given rugby legend Billy? And he's undoubtedly our man of the match. It's the sports round.
Are you ready to play the sports round? Let's dive in with question number 1. The African Cup of Nations is a competition in which sport? The African Cup of Nations is a competition in which sport? Question number 2. Which of these was not an event at the London Olympic Games in 1908? A. Tug of war. B. Gymnastics. C. Football. Or D. Synchronized swimming. Which of these was not an event at the London Olympic Games in 1908? A. Tug of war. B. Gymnastics. C. Football. Or D. Synchronized swimming. Question number 3. In what tournament is the Webb Ellis Trophy awarded? That question again. In what tournament is the Webb Ellis Trophy awarded? Question number 4. In wrestling, what does the E in WWE stand for? A. Entertainment. B. Enterprise. C. Empire. Or D. Europe. That question again. In wrestling, what does the E in WWE stand for? A. Entertainment. B. Enterprise. C. Empire. Or D. Europe. Question number 5. Which water sport uses the terms pike position and tuck position? That question again. Which water sport uses the terms pike position and tuck position? Question number 6. Where is the next Olympic Games in 2024 set to take place? That question again. Where is the next Olympic Games in 2024 set to take place? That's the final question for the sports round. Do you feel like you're winning? Well, let's find out. Here are the answers. The answer to question 1 is football. The African Cup of Nations is a football competition. So if you wrote rugby, you're wrong. The answer is football. The answer to question 2 is synchronized swimming. D, that will be D, synchronized swimming. The event, which was not featured in the Olympics in 1908, was D, synchronized swimming. The answer to number 3, the tournament that the Webb Ellis Trophy is awarded in, is the Rugby World Cup. Unfortunately, we lost it last time in the final, but anyway, I don't know why I said that. The answer to number 4, in wrestling, the E in WWE stands for entertainment, which was A, entertainment. The answer to number 4 was entertainment. The answer to question number 5 is diving. Diving is the water sport which uses the terms pike position and tuck position. The answer to question number 6 and the final question is Paris. The next Olympic Games in 2024 is set to take place in Paris. So Paris is your final answer. Well, they were all the answers for the sports round. Thank you for taking part in all the questions, and I hope you got as many right as I did. But for now, I'll hand you back to Laura.
Thank you, Billy. It's time to pike and tuck our way to our next round, science and abbreviations, and we are going to be joined by the bright, bubbly quiz buddy from Bangladesh, Shampa.
Are you a fan of abbreviations? Are your text messages filled with LOL, FYI, and BRB? This round is all about some very particular abbreviations from the world of science and nature. Do you know what they stand for? Here's the first one. What does the A in DNA stand for? That question again. What does the A in DNA stand for? Question number 2. What does the letter G in 4G or 5G stand for? A, grade. B, generation. C, group. D, generating. Again, what does the letter G in 4G or 5G stand for? A, grade. B, generation. C, group. D, generating. Question number 3. What does the S in PS5 stand for? That question again. What does the S in PS5 stand for? Question number 4. What does the N in the exclusive TNT stand for? Again, what does the N in the exclusive TNT stand for? Question number 5. What is the two-letter representation of gold on the periodic table of chemical elements? That question again. What is the two-letter representation of gold on the periodic table of chemical elements? Question number 6. In a sleep cycle, what does REM stand for? In a sleep cycle, what does REM stand for? It's time for some answers. Here are the answers for science and nature abbreviation round. Answer 1. The A in DNA stand for acid. The A in DNA stand for acid. Answer 2. The G in 4G or 5G stand for. The answer is B, generation. B, generation. Answer 3. The S in PS5 stand for station. Station. Answer 4. In TNT, the N stand for nitro. In TNT, the N stand for nitro. Answer 5. AU is the two-letter representation of gold on the periodic table. Again, AU is the two-letter representation of gold on the periodic table. Answer 6. REM stands for rapid eye movement. REM stands for rapid eye movement. Well, that's all the answers for the science and nature abbreviation round. Don't forget to use the hashtag BigQuizNight to tell us how your quizzing night is going on. Back to you, Laura.
Thank you, Shampa. Now, if this next round were abbreviated, it might be called POTS, Peas, App, or B. And that doesn't really make any sense. So instead, it's called potato, pear, apple, or banana, which makes complete sense, apparently. Over to our wise brother Norman, who we are entrusting with the job of making this all sound a little bit less, well, bananas.
This next round you might not have come across before. It's called potatoes, pear, apples, and bananas. And all questions are about potatoes, pear, apples, and bananas. Here's question number 1. In the Middle Ages, bananas were known as what of paradise? That question again. In the Middle Ages, bananas were known as what of paradise? So here's question number 2. If you put a pear and an apple in a bucket of water, which would float? A, both. B, neither. C, apple only. D, pear only. If you put a pear and an apple in a bucket of water, which would float? A, both. B, neither, C, apple only, D, pear only. Here is question number 3. A Fuji is a type of what? A Fuji is a type of what? Here is question number 4. What is the Portuguese word for banana? That question again. What is the Portuguese word for banana? Here is question number 5. Potatoes originate from which mountain range? Potatoes originate from which mountain range? Here's question number 6. A barlet is a type of what? A barlet is a type of what? The moment of truth. How do you think you've done? Here are the answers. Question number 1. In the Middle Ages, bananas were known as the apple of paradise. So the answer was apple of paradise. Question number 2. If you put a pear and an apple in a bucket of water, the answer was C. The apple only would float. So the right answer was answer C. The apple only would float. Question number 3. A Fuji is a type of apple. A Fuji is a type of apple. Question 4. Banana is a Portuguese word for banana. Banana is the Portuguese word for banana. Question 5. Potatoes originate from the Andes mountain range. So the correct answer would be the Andes mountain range. Question 6. A barlet is a type of pear. So for question 6, the right answer would be a pear. You have made it through the end of the potatoes, pear, apple, and bananas round. Felicidades. That's congratulations. You've done a great job. Back to you, Laura.
Potato, potato, however you say it. Although, I don't know who says potato. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the big quiz night. If you haven't done so already, it's time to add up your scores and see how you've done. But whatever you got, you've all come first place in my book for being a part of this evening and raising money to help transform the lives of people all around the world through Tearfund's work. From me, it's goodbye and God bless you. And here is a message straight from Colombia for you.
Hello everyone, I am Andrea Chahin. I am Project Officer for the Andean countries in the Latin American and Caribbean region. I'm speaking to you from Barranquilla, Colombia, and I just want to share with you what I like the most about Tearfund work, which is that we have the opportunity to contribute to change not only single lives like Suleima, but her future generations. I always think that when a father or a mother like Suleima comes out from poverty, they now have the chance to send their children to school and give them adequate healthcare, which really change a person's expectations of the future and the opportunity of having a better life. So I have to say that you are really making a difference to people like Suleima and her future generation, and that is why it's so important that you continue to support us with your prayers and your resources. So thank you for being here tonight, and please enjoy the rest of your Big Quiz Night.
Thank you for joining for Big Quiz Night 2022.
You've made it all the way through the quiz.
We hope you enjoyed the evening.
Maybe learned some new facts along the way and hopefully had a few good laughs.
This evening, you have been helping to change the lives of people living in poverty
and facing extremely hard circumstances all around the world.
Thank you for your support.
If you haven't got round to donating yet, you still have time.
Visit your host's Just Giving page, or if you're watching the live stream, click in the link in the chat now.
We're so glad you've joined us this evening. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again next year.